Welcome to the Bandwich Tapes. I'm Brad Williams. My guests today are Alyssa and Matt from Dear Fellow, an Austin-based duo whose music brings together close harmony, thoughtful songwriting, violin, guitar, synth textures, looping, and a remarkably full sound for two people. I came into this conversation as a new fan of their music, especially their full-length album, Hues. And what struck me right away was how expansive the record feels without ever becoming busy. Alyssa started on violin, studied music at Mizzou, and later found her way into piano, singing, and songwriting. Matt grew up playing guitar, writing songs, and building his musical language through indie music, soul, hip-hop, jazz standards, and everything in between. Together, they have developed a sound that feels modern, personal, and rooted in real musical connection. In this conversation, we talk about their vocal blend, the creative idea behind Hues, writing through the lens of emotional color, recording at home, building arrangements as a duo, and the reality of making a life as full-time musicians in Austin. Here's my conversation with Dear Fellow.
I would do anything you want me to. I would be a fool for you. I'm in love. I wanna be your man. Call me up. I'm at your command. I would do anything you want me to. I would be a fool for you. A fool for you.
As I was just telling you before we started, I'm a new fan of your music, and I've been listening to the new album and just really enjoy your writing and just the way you execute your songs. Really great stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when I first heard it, my first reaction to it was just how full everything sounds for a duo.
Mhm.
And I'd love to hear, when did you realize that the duo format could be an advantage and not necessarily like a limitation? Where did you kind of realize that was going to be the direction you were going to go?
I think that it was just a series of circumstances. Like we've done full band in the past, and we both made a jump to full-time musicianship 2018 and 2019. So I think from there we just really dug into being a duo just naturally. And then we were dating when we met at an open mic way back when, and so it was natural to collab together. And then I don't know, we just took it on as our own thing together.
Mhm.
Obviously the album has a lot more production than some things that we do live, but we do try to do as much as we can live as well. And we are starting actually to go back to have the option of full band sets to sort of replicate the sound on the album.
Because there are only so many things we can do, just the two of us, and we've pretty much tapped out. All of our limbs are all doing different things.
Yeah.
We'll do like some backtracks at shows where you'll hear the drum and bass stems, but I'll be looping guitar live. She'll be playing synth and violin. I'll be doing
Both singing.
foot tambourine, both singing. So we do wear a lot of hats. Yeah.
And I imagine that's exciting, but it can also be a little bit stressful because you're putting a lot of faith in the gear and all of the technology involved with that. And it can be a little nerve-wracking at times.
Yeah, the loop took you a while to get down, but now I'd say you're pretty much a master.
Oh, thank
looper
you.
now.
Yeah, we're trying to get her to loop violin and layer it live.
That's the next goal. But
Oh, that's cool.
we'll see where that takes us.
And then it's 2 competing loop pedals, so if they're not in sync, you'll know.
We'll be, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that's certainly something to address, is that you obviously have to have a good locked in thing with each other if you're going to understand each other's time and how, you know, the push and pull that goes along with that, of you have to lock into that when there's a loop pedal involved, because it certainly keeps you honest, right? It's like playing with a click.
Yeah, for sure. Just like 1 millisecond off can like change the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So what were you two doing musically before you met and started collaborating with each other?
So I started music when I was in 5th grade with the violin, and then went to college for music at Mizzou. And I didn't start piano or singing until I was in college. When I like learned piano, it was a required course, and I was like fell in love with it. I'd always wanted to do piano, and then that kind of led me into songwriting. And once I graduated college, I was like, this is what I want to do. And Austin is like known for being a live music capital. So that's what brought me here. But yeah, I was doing like solo singer-songwriter kind of stuff. And that's why I was at the open mic that we met.
I think I was given my first guitar on my birthday when I was 12. And then from there, I just picked it up and never really stopped playing. I mean, I had like phases where I played a little less frequently, but then just learned like all these songs that I've always loved, like learned how to read guitar tabs. I still to this day don't know how to read actual sheet music.
I tried to teach
I wish I did. But I self-taught myself for the most part, and learned through guitar tabs. And then I think I started writing songs in early high school and had my first band with some friends of mine. And we played throughout high school and through college even, and then
won some Battle of the Bands.
Yeah. And this was all, high school was in Houston, college was here in Austin. And then after that, they kind of separated, that some of them moved away. And then I pursued a solo singer-songwriter project, and then met her while I was doing that. Mm-hmm. And then we decided to make the duo. But yeah, ever since I was a kid, I was always very, very interested and passionate about music. And like some of my fondest memories, like singing in the car with my parents on the drives around town and on the way to school, or singing in the shower. It took me a long time to discover like my vocal range and like how to control like and how to sound better singing. But over time that worked out.
Yeah.
but no one gives a damn. We all pretend, don't try to understand. I am invisible. I am invisible. I am invisible. You can't even see me. You don't even know me. No, not at all. No, not at all. First cheeks and tears flood out. Going so easy for everybody else. Eyes down and mouth shut out. So good at hiding, I don't recognize myself. First cheeks and tears flood out. Going so easy for everybody else. Eyes down and mouth shut out. So good at hiding, I don't recognize myself. I am invisible. I am invisible. I am invisible. You can't even see me. Don't even know me. No, not at all. No, not at all.
Yeah, I was wanting to talk about that. I'm very struck by the way that your harmonies seem to really just, you sound like an extension of each other when you sing, which is really nice. You sound like you've been singing with each other for your entire life, which is really, really nice. Is that something that you've developed over time? Is it something that you kind of realized quickly, or what was the evolution of you two singing together?
Yeah, so we met at that open mic and then wanted to do like a song together for it. So we just did like a cover song, but I feel like the chemistry of our voices was pretty much there from the beginning. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we would share bills together as solo acts, and then we would always like go onto each other's set and like do at least one song together and harmonize. I think we just like realized that we shouldn't neglect that the idea of doing that more. And then we were getting, that was reinforced by the audience and friends who were like, y'all sound good together, you should keep doing that. And then we're like, let's make our first song as a duo. And then we started doing that and booking shows. And then deciding the name was one of the hardest parts. That took forever. There's so many band names that are taken. You think that you come up with original ideas, and then you Google it and you're like, darn.
Yeah.
And then, we made like our official social media pages and went from there. And little by little,
11 years ago.
Yeah, little by little built up our sound and our discography and everything.
Yeah, I think it was pretty natural, just like our voices coming together. Destiny.
Yeah, we both really love harmonizing, and so the fact that we get to do it together is just...
We're making up songs all day long just like in our everyday life. Like stupid.
Yeah, little dumb songs about our cats and about food in
and always
kitchen.
Harmonizing with each other.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we make up songs at our house about our cats too, but I would never be able to repeat them publicly because they're probably not very appropriate.
Yeah, we should put out an album all about cat jingles.
Yeah, that's the next.
Do you have a lot of musical taste overlaps with each other, or do you kind of reside in different areas and find some area in the middle?
Matt definitely opened my genre eyes when we started dating. He had like so many things to show me. Before that, like I grew up listening to Motown on the radio like every morning when I was getting ready for school. And then I was a radio girl, so all the mainstream stuff. But very happy that Matt shared his wealth of.
Yeah, I think I was
tastes.
always more of the indie fan,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a little more mainstream fan. But now we definitely overlap and like a lot of the same stuff, the more niche genres.
Mm-hmm.
And we both still love some of the the like classic genres, I guess you'd call them. But like all things indie, all things folk, soul. We loved like jazz standards as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Motown and all that good stuff. The only thing we don't gravitate towards really is country, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but maybe some of the old school country, like or like indie country, a little bit Americana, but not really like pop country stuff. So
yeah,
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I get it.
Matt's a big
I'm
rap
with you.
fan too.
Oh, I love hip hop as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. It's interesting to hear you explain all of that. You can really hear a lot of like cross pollination of the music that's influenced you in the writing and the production of the album. It's very fresh sounding, but also has a timeless element to it, which I really appreciate. And it's very easy for something to sound like it's going to have the stamp of the time that it came out, and that's going to be about it. But I don't sense that at all with what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It does make it hard, like whenever people ask, like, "What's your genre?" We have like a whole list. Oh, we're this and this and this.
Yeah. What's you hyping it? Like,
Yeah.
Hard to hard to pick one.
Yeah.
So the album Hues that's your first full-length project, right? Is that the first full-length album you've done?
Yeah, we had a couple EPs, one in 2021, one in 2023.
Smattering of singles.
Yeah, smattering of singles. Put out a couple like renditions of covers of songs that we covered. And this was the first big LP, which also took a lot more amount of time than the EPs.
Yeah, it was a lot more work than we had thought it would be.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Did you find that doing a full-length album gave you more freedom to say what you wanted to say, or do you feel like it added another layer of pressure because there was so much more material that you were going to be responsible for creating?
I think it was nice to have like a concept for the whole project, kind of like kept it cohesive, but I feel like we still kind of treated each song as its own thing. Like, we worked on like kind of, the production of one song at a time. We weren't like, multitasking so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of let each song breathe and have its like moment. And then we did like a waterfall single release up to the album release, which I think also gave those specific songs their time to like shine and their own promotional campaigns before the album was out. So it almost felt like there were like chapters leading up to it. And I didn't really feel like the pressure until all these deadlines were hitting at the end.
Yeah, it's more like the logistical stuff that was pressure.
Yeah, like vinyl production, things like that. That's where the pressure came in. But as like making the music, I think it felt good, and it was
really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the concept and the emotional color idea around the album. Did you go into the project with that, or did the songs lend to that? What was the order of that happening?
Here comes our cat.
Hello.
I think it came after the fact. Like we had the songs, and like I think that what spurred it was that song "Beautiful Gray" because it had gray in the title, and then the song "Hues," which was like these songs were already existing before we had the idea of the album, and I guess we were trying to think of a way to have like a cohesive project, and it just started like making sense. Like, we had Shock Value coming out, and we're like, this one feels very orange, like it's very zany and erratic, and just about the shock factor and people doing crazy things. And then from there, yeah, we just kind of,
each one just kind of fit into the puzzle, you know?
yeah.
But Hues, the like song is based on Hue, the video game, which is like all about color. I don't know if you've heard of it or seen it, but it's really cool. And it's kind of funny because our last EP was also inspired by a video game. So I think now we have to make them all. That has to be the impetus.
I got back into video games pretty heavy once when COVID hit because of so much downtime. And I used to game a lot and like didn't for a bit, and then like got back into it and like just been loving all these little indie platformer games, and they've been inspirational in like their concepts and like the creativity of writing songs, kind of using those concepts. And so that was part of it as well. I don't want to sound too nerdy, but yeah.
Oh, I think that's amazing, and I think I think it's so cool to hear inspiration come from maybe some non-traditional ways. You know, you hear a lot about a life experience or maybe a book or a movie, but a video game's really, that's kind of a nice fresh take on inspiration. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
The interludes in the album, the Between Shades, I've really liked those. Did you decide to add those like near the end of the process, or when did that come in?
I think the like inspiration for that was we were making Beautiful Gray, and Matt had this like awesome background vocal thing happening, but you know, it's not like in the full song, it can get lost. And we're like, this is so cool. We want like people to really hear this. And so we're like, well, let's like put it on the album.
Yeah, isolate it
as
and
its
like
own thing.
Yeah, and
then we're like, well, we should do like multiple of those. And so we kind of did one for each of our like main instruments. So we have like the vocal one, and then we have like a violin one with this like all violins, and then like an all guitar one.
Yeah, and all the interludes are actually made up of pieces of the song. Like nothing was created to make the interlude. Like I grabbed pieces of all the violin parts
and like rearranged
and rearranged them to make that second Between Shades. It's all violin. So they're all, just to keep like a recurrent theme, they're all parts of another song just put together. And same with the guitar parts before the last song, Hues. Those are all guitar parts you hear in Hues, but I rearranged them, isolated them, and tried to make them make sense as their own little thing. And that was fun to do as well. And we wanted, one to be all vocals, one to be all violin, one to be all guitar. So all the organic parts of the album to like have their moment just by themselves.
Shit face, bleed my heart when I see
how long had you been writing this material before you started recording it? Was it kind of along at the same time, or did you guys write a lot kind of in anticipation of recording this project?
This, I feel like I'm kind of all over the place because like Beautiful Grey I wrote and Invisible I wrote like 10 years ago. I'm a very slow writer. Matt like cranks them out, but I'm a very slow writer. So those ones have been around.
We've been sitting on, those are in the vault.
But then like Easier we wrote last year.
Yeah.
And Pep, I think Pep and My Step you wrote last year.
I think Pep and My Step was the newest song that was written that made the album.
And Fool For You was pretty new too.
Yeah, those were last year. But Cold Blooded was a few years ago. Shock Value was a few years ago. Hues was even before that. Yeah, so some of them were like picking and choosing what felt right once we decided the idea of the album. Because we do have a lot of other songs that are unreleased that just didn't feel like the right fit or didn't have like a jump out emotional color feel. And so we picked the ones that felt the closest to that idea. But yeah, I don't think any of them were specifically written for the album, which is crazy. Like they just happened to be
actually Easier.
Oh yeah, Easier was okay. Yeah, we chose green for that. We were out in Yellowstone National Park, around all this greenery and trees and hiking trails, and that was the first song we ever wrote together from start to finish. We usually write separately and then bring it to each other.
Yeah.
So that was a special thing about that song. That one was specifically written for the album. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd read that it was the first song that you guys had written together. What did you find that when you finally wrote with each other, did you find some things as within yourself as songwriters when you started collaborating with each other on it?
I think we both kind of brought our natural like strengths to it. Like for me, my favorite part is like doing the melodies, and that was kind of my main contribution to that one. And Matt's like much faster with words and stuff. And
I filled in a lot of the lyrics and started with the guitar chords, and then she came up with some vocal melodies. All while driving through Yellowstone and almost crashing because we got so like zoned in on the song and be like, wait, had we just drive for an hour like on these windy roads? So I feel like we both contributed that way. We're trying to write more together. We've written one more song together since that'll be on a future release. And we also did that on a camping trip. It's like we can't, for some reason we have to be out somewhere to do it. We can't just do it at home when it'd be most convenient.
One of the things that I appreciate too is that there's a lot going on in the production of the album, but it never feels overproduced and never certainly feels busy. Did you have a lot of conversations about what the song needed and what it didn't need? Like what was it like a lot of bare bones kind of ideas, or did you just kind of maybe try things and then remove some items from it instead?
I think we started each one with like a scratch of the guitar and the vocals, right? And then Matt would go in and like add
think of bass
Bass and
lines and
drums
drum patterns and like synth backgrounds, but all just trying to serve the foundation of the song, not trying to compete or like distract from the bones of the song.
And then he'd like show me and I'd like edit. Like at first example, I remember Pet, the third song, we just like could not find the right drum feel for a long time.
Yeah, it was hard.
And then it finally like we locked it in. So yeah, each song had like its own kind of like challenge in that way, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes it's hard to know when to stop, like, and then it's hard because you're biased and like so close to it. You need like a second opinion or like some third party to like tell you, hey, is this too much, too little? But I think ultimately you just went with our gut, and we did like remove some stuff that felt like too much. And then I think the hardest part's when there's like, we just need that oomph and we can't find it. We eventually would find it, but it would take a long time. Yeah.
And then there were some songs like Solo where like I made the demo for that one, and then like laying down the final tracks was like mind numbing.
Yeah, because there's like 4 or 5 vocals that carry the like chords in the beginning, throughout it.
Yeah. And like getting them perfectly, because it's like a long note.
Yeah.
And like getting it perfectly in tune and not wavering and
things like that were challenging. But like that was something we really wanted for that song. Like we had to, had to get it no matter how long it took.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done a lot of album projects with bands over the years, and I always enjoy kind of doing like some self-inventory after the project is finished of how much I've grown as a musician from the beginning of it to the end. Have you had any moments of saying, wow, I know I couldn't do that before we started this, but now I think I can? Have you had any of those moments where you've realized some things in your own growth as musicians?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd say like in our previous stuff, Matt was more of the producer. And so I got to kind of like put on my producer hat for this project, which I hadn't really done before. And that was really fun. And like, oh, I can do that. What about you?
Yeah, I think we surprised ourselves like going into it. Sometimes I was just like, I don't know if this is going to work, or like if we need to like, hire a producer. But I'm also super picky, so I don't know how that would have gone. But now I feel like I have the producer chops way more than I used to. Yeah, like
and the recording chops. We recorded it all ourselves.
Yeah, I recorded it at home. We recorded at home and sent like a demo and the raw audio to an engineer who mixed and mastered it. So yeah, I know a lot more than I did before we started the project. And I feel a lot more confident in my producing abilities. Like I'd love to produce other artists at this point. If they like what we did. So.
I think that's such a good ability to have the understanding to take an objective approach to your own material and not be too emotionally attached to an idea and say, maybe the thing that's best for this song is that we take away this thing that I maybe love so much, but it might not be exactly what the song needs. And to understand that there are a lot of people, a lot of musicians that are, they don't have that maturity to understand that they have, they're so attached to whatever this idea is that they can't seem to let it go.
Yeah.
So, kudos to you for that.
Some quote about silence being its like own instrument or something.
Bless his
I feel that. Yeah.
I talk about that a lot on here with different people. And I think there's so much of being a musician of knowing, when the pencil is necessary and when the eraser is necessary. And, sometimes taking things away can actually make things seem bigger than by adding more, So yeah, that's really cool. What has being in Austin and what has the Austin music community given you that you think that maybe you couldn't find anywhere else?
I think an amazing place to start with that is the program HAM, Health Alliance for Austin Musicians. So they provide healthcare to Austin artists, including us. And that's a huge thing. I don't know of any other places that do that. I know it's a big draw for musicians here. Mm-hmm. That's really big and a big area of support.
Mm-hmm. I think just like upping our like professional game, like because there's so many, it's an oversaturated place of musicians. So to stand out, you really have to be on top of, you know, the business side of things. So I think we've done pretty good with that whole side because we're basically a small business and we're wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah, we don't have any team members, although we do want some. It can be hard in Austin. Like it's like being a little fish in a big pond. Sometimes we've been pretty down in the dumps about it. I think right now we're on a high. We're on a high because we were finding the albums out and everything. We had a really successful album release show last weekend. Yeah, really. And that was really fun and reassuring, like for our career. But sometimes, you know, it is a roller coaster, and especially being in Austin, there's just so many artists and there's so limited amount of venues, limited amount of media outlets, and that's definitely felt like, I think, throughout the music scene.
So like really, sorry, I got distracted by our bird feeder. We're bird nerds.
We're bird nerds too. We have several. Yeah, we have hummingbird feeders and multiple bird feeders. So yeah, we're the same way.
Yeah, we've got a cardinal in our bird
we
feeder.
haven't had a cardinal yet in the bird feeder. So anyway, I think Austin has just like made us gritty, like we kind of know how to fight for success in a way.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not overly aggressive at all. We're very non-confrontational, but
just like, you know, reaching out to people that maybe we would normally be like kind of scared. Just like shooting.
Yeah, we've been taking bigger swings in the last year or two than we ever have, and sort of hitting that next tier a little bit. And then we just want to keep going from there. And now that we have an actual album out, I think that will help achieve the goals that we have in Austin.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's so, you know, musicians and artists today have another layer of pressure in terms of content and number of followers. You know, anytime you want to go and maybe try to work at a venue or get on a bill with something, you know, it's not as much about how do you sound now. It's how many people do you have following you on social media and things like that. And it's like this whole different landscape than it was, you know, when I started playing music 100 years ago.
Yeah,
it's very mentally grueling because it's not about the music at all. It's about, can you win the algorithm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to not feel discouraged by it. Right. And, you know,
I was just this morning, I was discouraged because our post from yesterday is doing terribly. I hate that can, you know, set my mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on it. I mean, in full disclosure, I do all of this with the podcast. My son handles all of the social media stuff for me because I just don't have the time, patience, or energy to do it. And I'm like, and he's like, let me do it. I'm like,
is he taking any other clients?
Yeah, he's a neighbor to you, so he's not too far from you. Yeah, so yeah.
If we didn't have to do it, we wouldn't. Definitely the least favorite part of the whole job.
Yeah.
A little more color, a little more space to get further to the next phase. blooming, bringing surroundings to life, revealing something, turning the darkness to light. All these hues help me to change my point of view. Look past the glacial rain, watch it begin to fade into a new landscape. To navigate.
It's really tough, and I applaud you for staying with it, because I know I could name 20 musicians right now that choose not to play as much as they want because of having to deal with that part of the job now, of that online presence and kind of staying current with whatever your content, whatever you're releasing, and it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so are you playing? Are you getting out and getting to play your music live a lot these days?
Yeah, I mean, we play like as a duo probably 8 to 10 shows a month, but a lot of those are like background, restaurant kind of hotel, paying the bill kind of things.
Some weddings and some corporate events and things like that. But our favorite thing is to play like music venues, like ticketed shows with sharing the bill with other artists and playing all original music.
Yeah, and people like being there for that.
Yeah, we try to do that at least once or twice a month. And we can't do that too often because then we can't get attendance, because people will be like, I'll catch the next one. Well, try to give them like one option for that kind of stuff. But yeah, we play all the time, being full-time musicians. A lot of them aren't so glamorous gigs. Like I play a lot of solo gigs during the week. She teaches piano. And on the weekends we play duo gigs together. So.
Yeah.
I have played hundreds of those where you're the wallpaper, you're the musical wallpaper. Yeah.
Yeah, we use that term too.
Yeah. But I think that, at least for me, I think I've learned as much about myself in those gigs than I did playing for people that were fully engaged, because it either gives you time to focus on maybe something you want to work on musically, or the challenge of trying to draw people in that otherwise may not be interested at all. That's a fun little part of it too.
Yeah.
Sure. You can get like nice surprise from certain places that you didn't expect. Yeah.
No, that's it. That's well, it's exciting that you're playing, and you're getting to kind of do different things creatively, even if it's maybe not playing the music that you're writing together. I mean, are you doing a lot of cover stuff too on those gigs?
Yeah, we'll definitely do originals as well. It kind of depends. Sometimes we'll do like, what's the ratio?
Sometimes we'll do like 70-30 originals to covers, and then sometimes that flips depending on the venue. Some venue, like, or not even venue, just depending on the place, like whether it's a hotel, restaurant, brewery, what have you. Some of those places, like they're up front, they're like, we want you to play songs people know. And you're like, all right, well,
we know.
I'm just getting money from you, so this isn't really for my artistic integrity, but so we do both sides of that. But like this month, we have some cool shows that we enjoy coming up. Like we're playing a fun house show, and we which will be all original. Probably play mostly the album, and we have all this fun new merchandise. It's really cool to not have available for fans. And then we're playing like a record store performance, and that's record store selling the vinyls, and that'll be really fun. So things like that keep us going.
That's awesome. Well, I am certainly your newest biggest fan. I started listening to the album ahead of this conversation, and I just kept playing it and kept playing it. I'm like, man, this is really, it just, as a listener, it checks a lot of boxes for me. Just the way that you write, the way that you sing together is just fantastic. The way you play together. And again, it's very full sounding, but it never sounds busy, which I really, really appreciate. So I
That's awesome.
really appreciate what you're doing. So yeah. Well, I've had fun hanging out with you too.
Yeah.
And I just wish you all the best. And I will certainly be in Austin at some point soon, and hopefully can actually come and hear you play in person. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great. Fun. Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah, I certainly will. Well, best of luck, and just keep up what you're doing. I really, I know my listeners will really dig what you're doing as well. So best of luck to you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us.
If you enjoyed this conversation, please follow or subscribe to the Bandwich Tapes wherever you listen, and consider leaving a rating or review. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.